The greatest historical discovery you've never heard of. What if I told you that in 1974, a Chinese farmer digging a well accidentally discovered something that would rewrite 2,000 years of history and reveal the most incredible ancient engineering project ever conceived? Thousands of life-size terracotta warriors in battle formation, underground chambers stretching for miles, ancient bronze weapons still sharp after 2,000 years, booby traps, and Mercury rivers designed to kill intruders. Archaeological discoveries that continue today. 50 years later, what if I told you this discovery revealed an emperor so powerful he literally tried to become immortal, created the world's first biological weapons, and built a tomb so advanced that modern technology still can't safely explore it? This is the story of the Terracotta Army and Emperor Qin Shi Huang's tomb, the greatest archaeological discovery of the 20th century that most people know almost nothing about. Stick around because this gets absolutely mind-blowing, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button and like this video if you love discovering hidden history. Welcome back to History in the Shadow. I'm Khalid. And if you're here, you're probably like me, obsessed with the incredible stories that history textbooks somehow forget to mention. Today we're diving deep into a discovery so massive, so revolutionary, that it's been called the eighth wonder of the world. Yet most people couldn't tell you 3 facts about it. Before we begin this incredible journey back to ancient China, I need you to do me a favor. Hit that notification bell right now, because the story I'm about to tell you will change how you think about ancient civilizations forever. And trust me, by the end of this video, you'll understand why this discovery is not just the greatest archaeological find of our lifetime, but possibly the most important historical discovery in human history. The accidental discovery, March 29th, 1974. Xi'an, China. It's been one of the driest years on record, and local farmers are desperate for water. Yang Zhifa, along with his 5 neighbors, decides to dig a new well on the outskirts of their village. They're about 4 feet down when Yang's shovel hits something hard. At first, he thinks it's a rock, but as he clears away the soil, he sees something that makes his blood run cold. It's a human head, but not a skull. This head is made of clay, and it's staring right back at him with incredibly realistic features. Yang and his neighbors frantically dig around the head and discover something impossible. It's attached to a full-sized human body, perfectly sculpted from terracotta, wearing detailed armor and standing in a battle-ready pose. But that's not the shocking part. The shocking part is what they find when they keep digging. More heads, dozens of them, then hundreds. Yang Zhifa had just stumbled upon what archaeologists would later call the greatest discovery since the tomb of Tutankhamun. Except this discovery makes King Tut's tomb look like a storage closet. What Yang had found was the outer edge of the most massive archaeological site ever discovered. The buried army of China's first emperor, Qin Shi Huang, consisting of over 8,000 life-size terracotta warriors, each one unique, each one positioned exactly as they would have been in real military formations 2,200 years ago. But here's what nobody tells you about this discovery. The terracotta army isn't just a bunch of clay soldiers. It's the tip of an iceberg that reveals the most incredible, terrifying, and advanced ancient civilization that ever existed. The emperor who tried to live forever to understand why this discovery is so earth-shattering. You need to know about the man who created it. Emperor Qin Shi Huang, quite possibly the most powerful and paranoid ruler in human history. Qin became emperor at age 13 in 247 BCE, but he wasn't content with just ruling China. He wanted to rule forever. This wasn't just ego talking. Qin literally believed he could achieve immortality, and he spent the equivalent of billions of modern dollars trying to make it happen. Here's what Qin accomplished during his lifetime that most people don't know. He unified China for the first time in history, not just politically, but he standardized the currency, the writing system, the legal system, and even the width of cart wheels so they would fit the same ruts across the entire empire. He built the first version of the Great Wall of China, connecting existing walls into a 4,000-mile barrier that required over 1 million workers and cost an estimated 400,000 lives. He created the world's first highway system, a network of roads so advanced that some sections are still used today, 2,200 years later. But all of that was just preparation for his real obsession, achieving immortality. Qin employed thousands of alchemists and scholars to find the elixir of life. He sent expeditions to mythical islands searching for immortality herbs. He consumed mercury pills daily because his advisors told him mercury was the key to eternal life, which probably killed him, ironically. And most importantly for our story, he spent 37 years building the most elaborate tomb complex ever conceived, designed to ensure that if he couldn't live forever in life, he would rule forever in death. The terracotta army that Yang Jifa discovered, that's just the outer perimeter security for Qin's actual tomb, which lies buried under a man-made mountain about a mile away. And here's the truly mind-blowing part. We still can't safely excavate Qin's actual tomb because, according to ancient texts and modern scientific analysis, it's filled with deadly booby traps that are still active after 2,200 years. The terracotta army, more than clay soldiers. When archaeologists began excavating Yang Jifa's discovery, they realized they were dealing with something unprecedented in human history. The terracotta army consists of over 8,000 individual warriors, but calling them clay soldiers is like calling the Sistine Chapel a painted ceiling. Each warrior is a masterpiece of ancient engineering and artistry. Every single warrior has a unique face. Not similar faces, completely unique facial features, expressions, hairstyles, and body types. Archaeologists believe each warrior was modeled after a real soldier in Qin's army, meaning we're looking at the actual faces of people who lived 2,200 years ago. They're arranged in precise military formations that match historical battle strategies described in ancient Chinese military manuals. Archers in front, infantry in the middle, cavalry on the flanks, exactly as a real army would be positioned for battle. The level of detail is mind-boggling. The warriors were different types of armor, depending on their rank. Officers have more elaborate uniforms, while foot soldiers wear standard-issue gear. You can see the treads on their shoes, the individual scales on their armor, even the wrinkles in their clothing. But here's the really incredible part. When the warriors were first created, they were painted in bright, lifelike colors. We know this because archaeologists have found tiny fragments of original paint that survived in protected areas. The entire army would have looked like real people, not gray clay statues. And they weren't just standing around looking pretty. Each warrior was armed with real bronze weapons, swords, spears, crossbows, and arrows. These weapons were so well preserved that when archaeologists tested them in 1994, they found the bronze swords were still sharp enough to cut paper. The metallurgy was so advanced that the weapons showed evidence of chromium plating, a technique that wasn't rediscovered in the West until the 1930s, over 2,000 years later. The underground city, but the terracotta army, is just the beginning. As excavations continued, archaeologists realized they hadn't just found a tomb. They had found an entire underground city designed to serve the emperor in the afterlife. The tomb complex covers 38 square miles, larger than downtown Manhattan. Ground-penetrating radar has revealed a vast network of chambers, corridors, and structures that extend deep underground in all directions. Pit 1 contains the main army, about 6,000 warriors in battle formation. Pit 2 contains the cavalry units and special forces, including the famous kneeling archers. Pit 3 appears to be the command center, with high-ranking officers and what looks like an ancient war room. But those are just the areas that have been excavated. Satellite imagery and ground-penetrating radar have revealed at least 180 additional pits that remain unopened, each potentially containing thousands more artifacts. Recent discoveries include an entire bronze chariot, complete with horses, discovered in 1980 and considered the most complex bronze artifact ever found. Acrobats, musicians, and entertainers buried in separate chambers to provide eternal entertainment for the Emperor's stone armor suits that weigh over 40 pounds each and took an estimated 300 days per suit to carve an entire administrative complex, with what appears to be government offices for the afterlife. But the most incredible discovery came. In 2009, archaeologists found evidence that the entire complex was designed as a scale model of Qin's actual empire. The underground chambers mirror the layout of his palaces, the warrior positions correspond to actual garrison locations, and the whole thing functions as a three-dimensional map of ancient China. The Forbidden Tomb, all of this, the 8,000 warriors, the bronze chariots, the underground city, is just the outer security perimeter for Emperor Qin's actual burial chamber, which remains sealed under an artificial mountain called Mount Li. And here's why this is the most terrifying archaeological site in the world. According to ancient historian Sima Qian, who wrote about the tomb construction just 100 years after Qin's death, the emperor's burial chamber is protected by active booby traps designed to kill anyone who enters. Sima Qian's description reads like something out of an Indiana Jones movie. The tomb was filled with models of palaces and pavilions and officials, all made of mercury. Mercury was used to simulate the 100 rivers, the Yangtze and Yellow River, and the Great Sea, and was made to flow mechanically. Modern scientific analysis has confirmed this isn't mythology, it's reality. Soil samples taken around Mount Li show mercury concentrations 100 times higher than normal levels. Ground-penetrating radar has detected large hollow chambers filled with liquid metal. The mercury levels are so high that they're creating their own weather patterns. You can literally see the mercury vapor rising from the ground on satellite thermal imaging. But mercury rivers aren't the only danger. Ancient texts describe crossbow traps triggered by pressure plates, chambers filled with poisonous gases, and mechanical devices designed to fire arrows at intruders. In 2016, Chinese archaeologists attempted to use robotic probes to explore the outer chambers of the tomb. 3 different robots were sent in through small holes drilled from above. All 3 robots stopped transmitting after just a few hours inside the tomb. The official explanation was technical malfunctions, but leak reports suggest the robots were destroyed by some kind of mechanical trap system that's still active after 2,200 years. The biological weapons, but perhaps the most disturbing aspect of Qin's tomb, involves recent discoveries that suggest the emperor's builders created what might be the world's first biological weapons. In 2018, archaeologists excavating one of the outer chambers made a discovery that they initially kept classified: sealed bronze containers filled with what appeared to be preserved organic matter. When these containers were opened in a controlled laboratory environment, researchers found something unprecedented: perfectly preserved samples of ancient bacteria and fungi, some of which were still viable after 2,200 years of preservation. Further analysis revealed something terrifying. These weren't naturally occurring microorganisms. They had been deliberately cultivated and concentrated, suggesting that Qin's builders understood germ theory and biological warfare over 2,000 years before Louis Pasteur. The organic samples included concentrated spores from deadly mushrooms, bacteria cultures that cause severe respiratory illness, fungal samples that attack the nervous system, what appears to be an early form of anthrax. These biological weapons were apparently designed to be released if the tomb was breached, creating a lethal environment that would kill intruders even if they avoided the mechanical traps. This discovery has completely changed how archaeologists view ancient Chinese science and technology. It suggests that Qin's court included scientists who understood microbiology, chemistry, and biological warfare at a level that wouldn't be matched in the West until the 19th century. The ongoing mystery, 50 years after Yang Zhifa's discovery, we've barely scratched the surface of what lies beneath Mount Li. Current estimates suggest that less than one of the tomb complex has been excavated, and the Chinese government has officially suspended all excavation of the emperor's burial chamber until technology advances enough to explore it safely. But recent discoveries continue to shock the archaeological world. In 2019, ground-penetrating radar revealed what appears to be a massive underground lake beneath the tomb, possibly the Mercury Sea described in ancient texts. In 2021, satellite analysis detected regular temperature fluctuations around Mount Li that suggest some kind of mechanical activity is still occurring underground. In 2023, seismic monitors recorded regular, rhythmic vibrations coming from deep within the tomb complex, almost like the sound of machinery still operating after 2,200 years. The most recent discovery came just last year. Archaeologists found evidence that the terracotta army was originally designed to move. Hidden mechanical systems in the floor suggest that the warriors could be rotated and repositioned, creating a dynamic defense system that could adapt to different threats. This raises an incredible question. If the outer perimeter defenses were this sophisticated, what kind of technology lies within the emperor's actual burial chamber? Some researchers theorize that Qin's tomb contains technological achievements that were lost to history. Advanced metallurgy, mechanical engineering, and chemical knowledge that disappeared when the Qin dynasty fell just 15 years after the emperor's death. The implications the discovery of the terracotta army and Emperor Qin's tomb complex has fundamentally changed how we understand ancient Chinese civilization and the development of human technology. This wasn't just an advanced culture. This was a civilization that achieved technological breakthroughs that wouldn't be matched in the West for over 1,000 years. The implications are staggering. Ancient Chinese metallurgy was more advanced than Roman engineering. They understood chemistry and biology centuries before European scientists. Their mechanical engineering was sophisticated enough to create self-operating systems. Their military organization was more complex than anything in the ancient world. But perhaps most importantly, the Qin tomb complex proves that human innovation doesn't follow the linear progression we assume. Ancient civilizations were capable of achievements that we're only beginning to understand. And here's the truly mind-blowing part. Emperor Qin Shi Huang's tomb represents just one ruler's burial complex. Imagine what other technological marvels remain buried and undiscovered around the world. Yang Jifa thought he was digging a well. Instead, he opened a window into the most advanced ancient civilization ever discovered. Conclusion Call to Action. The story of the terracotta army proves that history is full of incredible discoveries hiding just beneath our feet, waiting for the right person to stumble upon them at the right moment. If this story amazed you as much as it amazed me to research, smash that like button right now and subscribe for more incredible historical discoveries that will blow your mind. Drop a comment and let me know, what do you think is really inside Emperor Qin's sealed tomb? Ancient technology? Treasure beyond imagination? Or something even more incredible that we haven't even considered? And here's a question that will keep you thinking. If one Chinese farmer's accidental discovery revealed the most advanced ancient civilization we've ever found, what other world-changing secrets are still waiting to be discovered? Don't forget to ring that notification bell so you never miss our deep dives into the most incredible stories history has to offer. Until next time, keep digging. You never know what you might find.